Hello, my name is Makudi TV. I am an artist, content creator, and public speaker. And just in case you're wondering what is it exactly that I do my best. How I got started with my skills, rather, is that for art, it has always been my passion. I've always been genuinely interested in art. So getting to start drawing was not that difficult. I started drawing when I was 9. So yes, you then understand why it's so personal for me. And then for public speaking and content creation, I picked those along the line just so that I'll give myself an advantage in the labor market. And lucky enough, my secondary school taught public speaking, so that kind of gave me a push. Yes, like I said, I've always loved making art. I love content creation and I love public speaking as well. There's that peace that art gives you whenever you're there drawing with just music, and there's nothing to disturb you. There's just that peace that art provides for me. And then for public speaking, there's this joy in being at an event and knowing that the audience is relaxed simply because they know that Makudi TV is manning the microphone. So I love each and every one of my skills and I won't lose them for anything. Some people have advised me that I should dump some and focus on one. But watch me do all three. I don't have a daily routine. The thing with daily routines is that they make life generally boring for me. I've tried having a routine, it was too boring. I had to go back to winging it as I go. What I do is that I try to make sure that whatever I'm doing at the moment, I have everything I need to carry out that day. So I don't have a daily routine, but I kind of have a routine around creating and implementing each of my skills. For instance, if I'm going to draw, I like to make sure that all the materials I need to draw are in place before I'll start drawing. If I'm going to anchor an event, I like to make sure that everything around that event that will make my anchorage better is in place before I go ahead and do that. Same thing with content creation. If I'm creating any content either for myself or for somebody else, I like to also ensure that everything I'll need to create that content is in place as well. That's a very interesting question. I'm not going to get on my high horses and pretend like I have the whole time management thing in check, because to be very honest, I don't. None of us do. It's all about priority, It's not that I have one calendar somewhere that I always go back to make sure that each and every one of my seconds of the day counts. What I do is I prioritize. Whenever I'm supposed to focus on my studies, I leave every other thing I was supposed to be doing. I dump all my skills aside and go and read and do what I'm supposed to do at the time. And then whenever I am free from academic stress, I pick up my skill and see what I can make of it from there. So it's all about prioritizing. There's this particular picture, if you will, I can share it to you, that one time I was drawing and reading at the same time. Got to a point where I took a picture of the work and then the picture and then a note that I was using while reading appeared in it. Some people have grinded my ears for that though. But yes, those kind of things happen sometimes when you're juggling your skill and your academic studies. All I would say is prioritize. There are sometimes arts may not be as important as studies, and there are sometimes that I just have to keep studies aside just so that I'll pick my skill and make something useful out of it for the time being. Yes, I have a favorite piece. The most recent picture I drew happens to be my favorite piece, and that was the picture of the incumbent governor of Benue State, Reverend Henceforth. I like that picture particularly because it's pushed me to an extent to try certain techniques I've never tried. I've never tried coloring my work before. I draw strictly with pencils, and for the first time I tried that with this work and it came out beautifully. I don't know about you, but for me it came out very beautiful. And then for my public speaking, one particular event or one particular series of events that have stood out for me was the North Central Zonal Convention. I anchored all the events in the convention and it was amazing. That was last year. It was amazing. So if you ask me my favorite pieces, I'll say that was my favorite art piece. That was my favorite event to host. And then for my favorite content that I've ever created was that whole body of work called Campus Daily. I'm not going to go into the details to explain why I stopped making Campus Daily videos, but yes, that was my favorite content to create. Definitely, there are a lot of LAWSANites I would like to work with. If I say I'll call all of their names, this video may not be enough. but for now I'll just mention two LAWSANites I would particularly like to work with, and please tag them. Okay, two LAWSANites I would like to work with are first of all, I like to work with Benita Yoru. Benita has a lot of crazy ideas that I can't just wait to link up with her and let's get to put them into reality. We pitched a show together which we're yet to start production for. I won't give out the name now, but I would really like to work with Benita to create content. And I would also like to work with Robert Ayange. You may not know this, but Robert is always taking amazing pictures of me. I'd like to work with him to see how we can create video content with his knowledge of photography, my knowledge of video content creation. You can only imagine the kind of beautiful things that will come out of a collaboration like that. So yes, I'd like to work with Benita and Robert as time continues. I will choose both, and I'll tell you why. Whenever anybody asks me that question, I'm always quick to remind them that you assume law and my skill have the same level of difficulty, when in fact they don't. So I'll choose both on any given day and smile all the way to the bank. I remain Makudi TV, and it was amazing sharing my experience as a skilled LAWSANite with you. I hope to see you some other time.